Yes, people, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching from. Welcome back to BBK Sports. No, Wahaha, we're not into the extended nothing. Mr. Wahaha got his mind in the gutter. But big up to Wahaha, big up to Sabi Pinky Marie. Yes, I see the hearts. Big up to you, baby girl. Every single time, the Maryland Queen. Hope you are good out there. It's almost October, so your weather should be getting kind of, you know, fall, autumn looking. Should be getting some leaves falling off the trees. Should be time to get the rake. Time to do some yard work. Big up to you though. Big up to Wahaha, man. Our resident United fan. I don't know how Wahaha feeling. Because I looked at the Man United schedule just for shits and giggles. And I must say, on a logical train of thought, based on favorites, based on the way you men are playing, it could be like December before you get back-to-back wins, if Amorim is still at the helm, Because right now, right, no team wants to be that team that has the record broken against them. No team wants to be the team like, you know what? We're the team that gave Amorim his first back-to-back Premier League wins. Like I think it was like the Washington Wizards was on like a or the Detroit Pistons, they were on like a 30-game losing streak, and no one wanted to be the team to lose to them to break the streak. Eventually, it will be someone, but no one wants to be that team, yeah? No one wants to be that damn team to give Man United their back-to-back wins. So I don't know where it's going to come from, Wahaha. I really do not. But when it does happen, I hope you're here so we can big you up. Whether Amorim is still in the job by then or not. But who knows? A big up to you, big up to Sebi, and big up to our legendary big brother in the building, man like Easy E Ross.
Maybach music.
I can blow money. When I'm shopping, that ain't no money. I think I'm Big Meech. Larry Hoover. Whipping work. I'm so sophisticated. To get a verse from me, you gotta be initiated. I'm burning purple flowers, it's burning my chest. I bury the most cash and burning the rest. Collar on my polo, kisses on my necklace. All my diamonds watching, now my watch is getting jealous.
Yes, sir. Big up to E. Ross, the boss in the chat. Sabi, the Maryland Queen again, says, nice weather. Yeah, hey. Still wearing shorts, yeah? Still got time to go outside in shorts. That's good shit. That is wonderful stuff. Imagine getting the sack before he manages back-to-back. Ooh, nasty work. Nasty work. That could destroy him, no? That could really be the end of him. But I'm pretty sure he can go back to Portugal and get another job, because Eric Ten Hag got a new job right like that. Even though they sacked him, he did get the job. So it's kind of like the football where they're looking at it like maybe it's not the manager. There's something else that's going on at Man United where it looks like it's completely rotten. So, yeah, he may get another job. Because I argue with Arsenal fans about this all the time. Like, where do we think Mikel will go when he ends up leaving Arsenal? We know it's not going to be a step up. There's not clubs lining up to hire him, right? Because when I was on the Jordy Dread podcast, he was asking, who's the better manager, Eddie Howe or Mikel? And this debate has gone back all the way back to last year when we were getting punched up in the EFL Cup, when Newcastle was beating us, bogey team, blah, blah, blah. Who was the better manager? And I was of the opinion that this is just a mid-off, really. Not to say that Eddie Howe is not a good manager, but a mid-off in the sense that if the best or the biggest jobs in football became available tomorrow, neither of them are getting a phone call. Eddie Howe is not getting a phone call. Mikel is not getting a phone call. So it's one of them ones. Big up to E-Ross. Big up to LFC Monster. What you saying to us, LFC? Got questions for you, A question for our resident Liverpool boss. Big up to AJ in the building, saying subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The legends are out and about. E-Ross, my bro, the Waffle Don is in the building. Darren is in the house, large and in charge. What good out in the Gideon, my brother? Yes, sir. Find the man, them dog. You know, it's all look at this shit, man. All this love going around. One love. Like we brother Junior Reed always tell us. One blood, one blood, one blood. You could have live in Africa, you live. Hey, remember them tune there? Outside. Big up to Sweet Cherry. The big up to BBK and the wonderful subscribers. Look at you calling subscribers. Wonderful. You are wonderful for being here. Thank you for sharing some of your time with us. The Assembled is in the house. Big up, man. All the love. All the love. You know them ones, the Waffle Dan. You know them ones. The modern vampires of the city. You know how many people who did not know the words to that song? I just found out that people did not know the intro to that song. People just used to mumble. Like it's modern vampires of the city hunting blood. Blood. A lot of old school reggae classics. People just used to mumble the words and just go along with it. Don't know. Don't know the words to the song. It's a mad one. But yeah, hey. Look at man, look at all the likes, legends. One blood, people. One blood, one love. Tuesday morning setting. Still don't know. Modern vampires of the city hunting blood. Hunting blood, and he stretched out the blood. Then he went on to sing One Blood. Yeah. But big up to Junior Reed. The old school music, it transcends time, you know. It just those old cool. That's why man like Junior Reed and all the old school guys can still go sell out an arena. Because those songs will stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, big up to everyone in the building. Now, people, I know you have seen the Royal Air Force stories of Mikhail inviting the pilots and all that stuff to talk to the players in order to do this and do that. And it's being made a meal of. It's the light bulb all over again. It's the you'll never walk alone. It's the pickpockets. It's the this and the that. And for the very first time, I tend to disagree with all the bunch. I do. And here is why, right? The only problem with Mikhail doing all these antics is that he does not win. He doesn't, right? He does all this other antics and it translates to nothing. The reason why I'm saying, so here's the thing. When I was here in this very state of Washington, Seattle, Washington, my very first tour, right? From 2013 to 2016, they got a football team up the road, an NFL team up the road. The Seattle Sounders, the football team, the Seattle Seahawks, or the NFL team, right? So in 2014, Pete Carroll brought all the players down here to train with us. Right, to see what we go through, how we bond when we're in, crazy environments, crazy situations, and because they respect us at a different level, right? Because soldiers, we do a whole lot of stuff that these men couldn't see themselves doing, and we come out of it triumphant, victorious, stronger than we went in, blah blah blah. And they use those ethos in the NFL because it's really a combat sport, isn't it? So they draw a lot of inspiration from us. And what happened in 2014 when they did it? The Seattle Seahawks went on to win the motherfucking Super Bowl. They did. They went on. They were underdogs, and they completely blitzed. I forgot who they played. But they ran away with it. Like it was a complete blamming with that defense. The Legion of Boom, what they call it, man. Like Cam Chancellor, Russell Wilson was good at the time, but their defense, the Legion of Boom, was really good. Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, and them, man. Earl Thomas, hard hitting safeties. And it worked. They went on to win the damn Super Bowl. And 2 years later, the Seattle Sounders did the exact same thing. They brought the Seattle Sounders football team for their training camp down to Joint Base Lewis McChord right here in Washington. And we trained with them. We took them completely out their zone, completely out their regular environment, and we put them in combat environment, stressful environment to build their resilience, to build up their stick-to-itiveness. When you go through stuff, it's going to help you, yeah? And that year, in 2016, the Seattle Sounders went on to win the Super Bowl. They went on to win the damn Super Bowl that year. So this is something that coaches do. The only thing is Mikhail doesn't win. He's the only coach that doesn't win while doing all these antics. Let me see. Like these guys, they come down and they train with us. If you are looking at the screen right now, that's the Seattle Sounders football team. They come down, we make them play with our guns. We show that we take them out. We let them, the elements get some water on them, let some mosquitoes bite them. We give them some sleep deprivation, some food deprivation, some water deprivation, and they come out of it stronger. All the way to the right of your screen, if you look at the screen, all the way to the very, very right of it, that's me, CW2 Chambers at the time, with the Seattle Sounders football team. This is me and Hercules Gomez. He was the captain of the football team at the time. So it's not uncommon for coaches to find different ways to try to inspire their men, to inspire their players. And this team, this bunch, you can Google it, went on to win the 2016 MLS Cup with Ziggy Smith and Brian Schmetzer as their head coach. Two brilliant German football minds. So it is something that they do. The only difference is between them and Mikhail is that they went on to win it. If at the end of the "You'll Never Walk Alone" thing, we went on to win a trophy. If at the end of the pickpockets and the light bulbs that we went on to win something, it wouldn't be a story. It's only a story because he didn't win. If you go back and read the Phil Jackson's journals and his biographies, and just watch stories on Phil Jackson and how the craziness that he used to motivate Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, because no one questions Phil Jackson's coaching ability. You know why? Because he has 9 NBA titles, 9, 3 different three-peats. The Zen Master is what they call him. But the only problem is between those coaches and Mikhail was the end product. Did not win. That's what it was. So I'm not really up on the I disagree with everyone. I know what Mikhail is doing, but I understand it. I'm not going to just, everyone is doubling down and saying it's stupid, because I've been a part of it. I was there in the picture. So I can't be a hypocrite. There's something about being able to motivate young men and women to go into combat that is unique. Not everyone can do it. So coaches, when they see that, they try to draw inspiration from it to motivate their players, is what I'm saying. But at the end of it, you still have to win. So the Royal, the RAF, the RAF, whatever they call them, I know what he's doing, but in the end, he has to make sure that he lifts the damn trophy. Where we at? Then took a couple weeks to figure out the lyrics. Now that one is a classic. That one is an absolute classic, my bro. BX Gunner says it's PR nonsense. It is PR. It is PR being spun, but the underlying reason behind it, like I said, I understand why they're doing it, why he's doing it. He's trying to get that extra effort out of the players to go on and take the step from second to first. If the pilots are better communicators, they shouldn't have got rid of Arteta and sign up the pilots. It's crazy. Yeah, but so here's the thing, right? Every third Tuesday, right? Every third Tuesday, my Warrant Officer Association goes to the Veterans Affairs Hospital, and we talk to World War II, Vietnam, the Korean War, the Gulf War, old veterans of past wars, right? They have like a VFW section, the Veteran of Foreign Wars. And we sit down with those guys. They're old. Some of them don't have any families. And some of the stories that they tell us, and some of the tactics that they tell us that they use, bravery, valor, and all that stuff. And as a younger soldier at the time, you can draw inspiration from that. I understand the whole military bravery, motivation tactics that can translate to other walks of life. So, but the only difference is, Mikhail, you have to win. You have to win, my brother. Because at the end of it, if you didn't, it seems like you just wasted everybody's time. Remember, chat, like, and subscribe. Yes, sir. Era says Seattle should have won 2 Super Bowls. How the hell they didn't run Lynch in the red zone was baffling. Yeah, threw the damn ball. I think it was Malcolm something from the New England Patriots intercepted the ball on the damn goal line and ran it back. Yeah. But yeah, those same guys, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman. My memory, those names are just slipped my mind now. But all those guys came down in 2014 and they went on to win the Super Bowl. So I've seen it work, is what I'm saying. You know, remember, if you keep it going, the same thing, getting the same result, expecting a different result is apparently madness. Yeah. Mikhail is just, maybe it's just a case of he has, and we've talked about this before, right? That he has effectively maybe lost his ability to motivate this bunch. So what he's essentially doing is trying to find other ways to motivate the players. Yeah, Hercules Gomez. He was I think he's the ESPN pundit at the time. I think he's an ESPN pundit now, but he was the captain of the team at the time. So how will Arteta apply the way pilots communicate when flying into to get his MSG across training? Yeah, so that's the piece. That's the PR, right? The getting them to communicate, because we didn't do any of that with the Sounders and the Seahawks. We didn't teach them how to communicate shit. Those guys know how to play football and know how to do NFL things better than us. What we were doing was taking them outside their comfort zone, letting them know that the shit that we do is very difficult and we find a way to get it done. The motivation behind it was, how do you overcome adversity? Because the road to a championship, the road to a Super Bowl is not paved smoothly. You will have hiccups and bumps in the road. Now, when those bumps happen, how do you react, right? Adversity, like when we call for air support, it don't always come. Like we absolutely need it. We are pinned down right now. You call for air support, and then back at the CSA, or back at headquarters, they say, no, that the airspace is too hot right now, and we can't risk helicopters getting shot down. Translation, the helicopters cost more than you do, so we can't risk losing one. So we're not coming. Adversity, but you have to overcome that, right? And then we just pile on. You know, it's cold, it's January, the rain comes, you know, you're low on food, you're low on water, but you still have to go on. It was never anything having to do with communicating, how to teach them how to be better footballers, better blocking and tackling, none of that shit. It was just, we are going to make life uncomfortable for you. How do you react to it? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Zen Master, that guy. I was going to ask me to pull up at the Emirates. I will be there, man. I will be there. I'll show up. I show up outside the Emirates and be like, yo, Mikhail, what's up, bro? Here I am. What you saying to me? Can I get a job? Can I get a check? Let me tell these boys what a title-winning team looks like, because we've seen it. With all respect, Phil Jackson, no one is better than Pop, in my opinion. That's a debate. I understand why you would say that, but the fact that Phil did, 3 back-to-backs, three separate three-peats, albeit having the best players in that, I can hear it. But Pop sits at that table, no question. Arteta should really have waited until he won something before he started throwing his shenanigans into the spotlight. But the thing with Haha, if it works, then he looks like a genius, which is what he is all about. It's what he's all about, my brother. Big up, Nems. Hope you're good. They can do that, but does it have to be announced to the world? Yeah, and that's the thing. No one knew about Phil Jackson doing any of that. No one knew that we were in the gutters with the Sounders and the Seahawks. Yeah, that's a great point. No one knew about it, Big up to Sabby, member for 2 months. Love for the love, baby girl. Appreciate you sticking around, being a part of the BBK family. I get what you're saying. Putting Jackson and this manager in the same sentence is an insult to my ears. So here's the thing, the assembled. If you are Mikel Arteta and you are trying to win, you look at what the winners do, right? You're trying to. There is no shame in drawing from the greats. This is why. This is the stick that I used to beat him with when he was disagreeing with what Tony Adams said. Tony knows a thing about being a captain of Arsenal, and he knows a thing about winning. So, if I wanted to, when I was a sergeant in the army, and I wanted to be a warrant officer, I listened to what the warrant officer said. So I became one. Iron sharpens iron, right? So you don't take finance advice from a homeless guy. So if he's looking at what the greats do and try to pull from that, then I understand the idea. But yeah, as far as coaching, yeah, that goes without saying. He doesn't belong nowhere near the table with Phil Jackson. So, but this is the hole that he's dug himself though, because he has done so much fuckery before that hasn't worked. Because no one understood the light bulb craziness. That made no sense. None of it. You know, the speakers. Nah, those speakers that they even had in that video, the decibels in those speakers probably came nowhere close to 70,000 people yelling at the top of their lungs. So the effect that he was trying to have didn't even work. You know, Bobby Wagner. Yep, Bobby Wagner won the Super Bowl team as well. Yeah, they all came, but unfortunately, I don't have the pictures with those fuckers. I just have the pictures with the Sounders guys, and these guys went on to win. You know, so, but we dog walked the shit out of those ballers. Like we dog walked them. We made them fuckers. So they left that training session with a whole level of respect for what we do. You know, before and after. Yeah, they had a whole new level of appreciation for before they left. 1 second, people. Let me try to get caught up on the comments. Because I'm a little behind. The damn computer's freezing. I don't want to miss any of them. Yeah, Bobby Wagner was on that team. Hendo says, the players know what they need. They've played the game all their lives. Arteta proving he's out of his depth. Yeah, I can agree with this. He is losing the ability to motivate this bunch. You know, because it's not about tactics at this point. Because Mikel is not going to find any new tactics at this point that he's going to tweak. Like, this is who he is. If he go manages somewhere else, get different experiences, maybe. But this coach, as this player having as much power as he's had at this football club, he'll never ever take some giant leap that's going to show any kind of significant improvement. I've always said, name me a time Arteta made a tactical adjustment in a game that won us the game. Many moons ago. But on Sunday, we saw him make subs that affected the game. Cool. You're learning, but those are incremental steps. Fine margins, they say, yeah? Cooper said, been in that situation before, more than once. No air support. Yeah, you call him for air support, and they'll be like, nope. The airspace is too hot. You're like, oh, shit. Well, boys, and you look to your left, you look to your right, and this is all we have. Right? And those guys to your left and right become your forever brothers because the rest of them turn their backs, and it's just you. Yeah, and you overcome that adversity. And that's one of the lessons that we taught, you know, some of these Sounders players. And we're not taking credit for them going on to win the MLS Cup. We're not taking credit for the Seahawks going on to win the Super Bowl. But I'm saying it did happen. It happened. So big up to Coop. Hope you're a good Cooper. Where we at? If you haven't already, check out Peter K. Misheard lyrics. Very. I'm gonna check that out. LFC Monster for sure. Big up to my brother Jason Guna in the building. Big up to you, bro. How do you come adversity and not realize that you caused it in the first place? Just shifting the blame on himself, in my opinion, more distraction. But the assembly, he has to do something. That he is smart enough to know that we know that he caused this, that he caused the adversity, the injuries, and all that stuff. He knows that we know, but he has to react to that somehow. So what does he do? He does this. You know, it's a sideshow. It is a gimmick, but it can work. because I've seen it work, so I can't dismiss it. You know what I'm saying? The pickpockets, yeah, didn't work. Big up, Dragons. Well, good night, Gideon, my brother. You know, so I've seen it work. I've been a part of it, so I can't dismiss it because I've actually seen it work. Not with pilots and all that, but with boots on the ground, taking athletes, putting them in austere environments, shit conditions, rain, cold, give them a task, see how they work together to overcome it. Yeah. Put them on the brink, deprive them of sleep, deprive them of water, see how they react to it. Big up to Luke Chapman. There is the link to Dr. Seymour Butts, people. Make sure that we are showing our doc some love. How is Arteta losing this team? His subs in the last 3 games have shown us some. We left something, which is what we wanted, right? Not sure what we're talking about there, Gary, but big up to you. Yeah, man, this caused more confusion with the speaker box fiasco. Players come to training with football boots instead of their Clarks. Hey, when you get the new Clarks, the party, you would figure the club would bring in past title-winning squads to come and add some extra insider motivation for the current squad. Oh wait, I forgot they get attacked by the fans. Yeah, and this is why, if you're Arteta, do this for a gimmick, right? Tony Adams calls you out, call out your captain, whatever, right? What you do is, you know what I would have done in that situation? I would have set up a meeting between Odegaard and Tony Adams. I let them have dinner together. Turn that into a spectacle. Yeah? Turn that into a spectacle. Because now, all of a sudden, Odegaard go sit down with Tony Adams. Motherfucker, you're going to learn something. Because there's nothing more Tony wants than to see us win a Premier League title. So he's going to give you the game. So he calls you out publicly in a podcast. So what? Get over your feelings. That's what I would have done. I would have been like, hey, Tony, that's what you want to do? Okay. Hey, you want my captain. Y'all go have dinner together. Give the media something to talk about. Because he could teach him a thing or two. There is no one more qualified than Tony Adams to peak on the captaincy of Arsenal Football Club while winning. None. But like, BX Gunner said, they attacked him. Now maybe he sets the team up, needs work. But versus Newcastle, we will score goals versus most teams. If we start that way, VAR killed our momentum. Yeah. But I also think Trossard was wasteful. Eze had 2 clean shots on target. So we could have scored. That was my takeaway from the first half. We were wasteful. Played well, but we were wasteful. And in football, even today, you will see in some of these Champions League fixtures today that there's going to be one team that's going to be all over the other team and are wasteful, and the other team is going to get one chance and bang. Bang, bang. And it could be Chelsea. It could be Chelsea Benfica. You could see that happening, right? Chelsea at home, off the back-to-back losses. Chelsea have lost, 3 in a row? They lost to Bayern, lost to Man United, lost to Brighton. So you could see a case of them being all over Benfica, not scoring, being wasteful. And then, a Mourinho masterclass, bang. Benfica gets one chance, and they score. Will Arteta continue with Eze Yaksaka experiment? If Odegaard as their midfield is the answer, I'll take it. So, Gary, I am glad you said that, my friend. I am so glad you said that because Footmob doesn't have Eze starting tomorrow. He doesn't. Footmob actually has, get this comment off the screen. Footmob actually has Martinelli and Saka starting tomorrow. And Footmob has had a pretty good hitting streak so far. And they have Odegaard coming back into the midfield with Zubimendi and Declan gets a rest. That's what Footmob has showing for the lineup tomorrow, my bro. So, don't know. I have no idea what the gaffer is going to roll with tomorrow. But that lineup that flashed across the screen, is that enough to get past Olympiacos? I think so. I absolutely think so. Big up to the rotten scoundrel, says Dr. Seymour Butts. Doc is off the chain, you know. Uh, um, 1 second, people. Just getting back into the comments. We are. AJ says, I don't say this enough. Thank you to this community. Honestly, I'm sick and tired of this war in our club. Um, yeah, man, the community, because they will have you thinking that you're crazy. The other side. The benign media, the kind words from Sky Sports all the time, and how good we are, and all this shit. It would have you thinking you're crazy, like how good we are, how wonderful we are, best this, best that, but nothing to show for it, right? Nothing tangible to mark your success, you know? Yeah, imagine you go to uni, right, for 4 years, and then when it's time for you to graduate, they tell you how good you are, how great you are, you were this, you were that, and you're like, okay, where's my diploma? Where's my cert? They'll be like, nah, you were good, you were so good, you're wonderful, you're this and that. No, where's my diploma? Where's my cert? And they just tell you, they just hit you with words and just tell you and pat you on the back and tell you how great you are. And everyone else went to another uni and have their certificates, have their degrees. That's what Arsenal are, really. We've been told how great we are, how good the defense is, how great our players are. Is this player world class? Is that player world class? But everybody who we're better than are leaving with the actual certs, the actual degrees, the actual trophies. So it's mad. Big up to Ozzy. Ozzy's den. Make sure that we are subbing to Ozzy, people. Make sure we're showing him some love. He is a real one. We reach a point where every little bit or action counts in the end. Yeah. Just need to get over the line. Small margins, they say, but they must. The squad is held up to a higher standard because it's built to win now. No more wasted opportunities. Yeah. Said it many times. If I didn't think that, if I or us, if none of us did not think the team was good, why would we be here moaning about winning? I wouldn't be. I would have just been like, I'd be like Wahaha and them, man. Just finish as high as you can, try to shit bag a cup, and get what we can get out of the season. But the team is good. The team is really damn good. And we just need that extra step, that different voice, whatever it is, to take us further. Odegaard isn't the answer because Odegaard is not good enough. I think there are games where he can be useful because he does create better than Marino. Marino passes the ball backwards too much. This guy's reverse pass that he gave to Skelly, Marino doesn't play that. Marino probably plays that off and run into the box. Kai doesn't play that. I really think only him or Eze kind of looks to play that pass. Because when it does work, it looks brilliant. Rice is getting the rest and could be smart. Man's ran a lot on Sunday. Man, there was a point in that game where I think it was Jacob Murphy who had a breakaway. And Declan Rice was shoulder to shoulder with Murphy. He was ahead of Saliba. Declan, that's meant to be further up the pitch than the center backs, was outrunning Saliba and Gabriel to contain Murphy. And Saliba had came on in 45th minute with fresher legs. And Declan had enough air in those lungs to chase him down. You know what I'm saying? Declan, yeah, man covered a lot of ground. But we called this, though. We did call it. So he's going to be doing a lot of running this year, even with Zubimendi on the pitch. Without Partey, him in the middle of the park as the senior midfielder, I think to not carry Zubimendi, but bring him up to par will require him to do a lot of running. I definitely can't wait no more because of my medical condition. I could die tomorrow, and I want to see trophies. So Arteta win or fuck off. And glad you put that in all caps, bro, because we touched on this yesterday. Like, yeah, there are people who don't know how much longer they got left waiting around. We don't have infinite time, innit? Like, I never thought I would go through my entire 30s. My entire 30s and not see us lift the Premier League title, you know. I was 21 when we lifted the title. Matter of fact, I was at the airfield, Pope Air Force Base, watching it on the AFN, on the American Forces Network. Watch us lift the damn Premier League title. Then I got on a C-17 and went to Afghanistan in May of 2004. And then, yeah, my entire 20s, my entire 30s, no more league titles. My God, it sounds bad. Yeah, Murphy chased him down, took the ball off him. Deckers, man. I will say it again. Sell or hold midfield bar Rice, Ethan, MLS, Max. Then buy Vitinha and Pedri that our midfield is fixed 6 to 8 years. So here's the thing. Yesterday I was having a discussion with a Man City fan, yeah? And at their pump, when they were winning 4 titles, reeling off the 4 titles, when they had KDB, Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo, and Foden. That's 5 midfielders, right? 5 people who predominantly play in the middle. Sometimes Pep would accommodate the midfield and play Foden out wide. Sometimes he would play Bernardo out wide. But for the most part, it was KDB, Rodri, and Silva in that midfield. Gundogan, who was a critical part of their title-winning run. He captained them to the Champions League trophy. Went through large stretches where he didn't play, right? But that's 5 players, 3 spots. That's quality depth. Now, our 5 names now, present day, in those same positions are Eze, Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice, Marino. Not of the same quality, but we're not asking to win 4 Premier League titles in a row and do a treble along the way and all that. Asking for 1 or 2 of them this year. Is this midfield good enough to do it? I think so. I think this midfield is good enough to win a trophy. Absolutely. And I'm not backing down from that. The assembled said, question, would you prefer 4 world-class players and the rest of the squad very good players? World-class players, but a world-class team. That's a very good question, the assembled. And when I read this question, when I'm reading through this question, you know what team pops up in my head? PSG. PSG pops up in my head as I'm reading through this, and it's a brilliant question. Because remember, the PSG with the 4 world-class players, Neymar, Messi, Mbappe, Hakimi, right? 4 world-class players and the rest of the team, very good players, did not win. Or didn't win the Champions League. I think they won the league, but they didn't win the Champions League, which is what they wanted, what they needed. Then they had a very good squad. They sold all the world-class players. Now, you can say, what's his name? Mr. Ballon d'Or. Is he world-class? Is he not? I won't argue with anyone who says he is. Yeah. But you can argue that PSG has a world-class team. So I would prefer the second part of this question, the assembled. A very good squad with no world-class players, but a world-class team. Okay, that's essentially what I think PSG is. Even though I think Vitinha and Hakimi and them men are at the levels now. But the world-class players, barring none, the generational greats in Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe are gone. And they have this team now. They're an actual team. And they were a final blunder away versus Chelsea from cleaning up every trophy. I think that would have been like 6 trophies that they would have won in a calendar year. So, hope that answered your question. I hope I didn't waffle too much through that answer. Please hit the like if you haven't already, people. We have 29 locked in. We are on 20 likes. I can work with that. Man. Big up to all of you. Big up to all yes. Big up to boy 10. I have 1 area ahead of Marino and Norgard in the depth chart. Yeah, well, Waneri plays in the creative space, isn't it? Norgard is just like a deputy to Zubimendi or Rice. Seniority can't fool me. There's no excuse for not winning any domestic cups since your last, to be honest. Yeah, facts. That's facts. There's no excuse. The reason is haven't been good enough. But I think but I think we're the teams that won some of the domestic cup. I think Arsenal were better than, right? I think we were better than Palace. I think we were better than Man United. Because Man United knocked us out of the FA Cup and then went and lost to Fulham. But that's how the cup rolls, isn't it? You win, you're the better team on the day. But that's just recently. We won the FA Cup, and then the following year, I think we got knocked out to Southampton and Nottingham Forest and that. That's not. Those are sackable offenses in and of itself. time for me to be honest with you all, because of the legal drugs I have had to take over the past years. I don't remember '04 and '05, so I need the league more than I lost my age. Man, that is crazy. Yeah, but I remember it vividly, my bro. Vividly. Holding up the trophy at Highbury, like this is life. I was thinking that we were gonna go on to win 3-4 more. I was like, okay, we didn't win in '03 when I thought we would do a back to back. Surely on the back of an invincible, we're gonna go win it again next year. But next year, we didn't, but at least we ended up with the FA Cup. You can't leave with the league, leave with something. That was the standard. What everyone forget is Enrique is the person who put MSN together. I've not forgotten. Big up to you, man. Big up to you. Boy 10 in the building. Aguna Matata, big up. You're a real one, my bro. You are the real one. Big up, love for the love. Yeah, so Arsenal Football Club for the month of September. Well, all of October, Arsenal Football Club does not leave London. Every single football game we play over the next month will be in the city of London. The next match Arsenal travel outside of London for is Burnley on 1 November. So we have a favorable fixture with not a whole lot of travel. Men have time on the training pitch to incorporate this, to incorporate that, to do all the things. Everything aligned to put a run of games together. It's here. It's now. We must. Because we have to put a run of games together. We're still behind. You would think, based on how much we but I say we as a fan base, we celebrated on Sunday that we were at top of the table. We shouldn't even be celebrating that much if we were top of the table. It's September. But now we must put a run of games together to make Sunday mean something. Because you can actually make a legit argument that over the next 5 games, Liverpool are more inclined to drop points in one of those games. You know what I'm saying? So we have to put ourselves in a position to be lucky. They always say that luck is where preparation meets opportunity. So we have to prepare ourselves so when the opportunity does come, we make ourselves lucky by winning against West Ham, Fulham, Palace, and all that. Now, we saw Everton and West Ham play yesterday. We saw Nuno set these guys up to go to the new Goodison Park and get a result. Went down 1-0, fought back. Like Jared Bowen reminded people that he is still a guy who can bang a goal. So it won't be an easy game by any means. Right? But on paper, Arsenal at home, West Ham should be favorites, right? So tough game ahead. But like I said, over the course of an entire month, no travel, easy on the legs, rest and recuperation, train, focus on the details, hone in on them. I expect us to do well over the next 5 games. Now, many, many times before, I've looked at the schedule in that manner and said, over these next couple of games, I expect this. And then we have fallen so short because we've already fallen short of what I expected from the first 6 games. But only 3 points short. But we're still there or thereabouts. LFC Monster, my club could have won a cup every single season. He threw them in the bin. Yeah, that's a fair point. Aguna Matata says the plan is just set. It's just now keep it up and let's go. Okay, BBK, I'm gonna ask you, do you believe we're gonna win the league? If not, what would make you believe? Do I believe we are going to win the Premier League title? No, I don't think we're going to win the Premier League title. But I've also said that the Premier League title is not the be-all and end-all for me. If he cleans up the domestic cups, I'm okay. Leave the party with something. And I'm saying I don't think we're going to win the Premier League title because I think Liverpool are better than us. I think they have a better coach. I think they have better players, a better, deeper squad. Different conversation, but I think they have a better coach. and they have a squad full of winners. Guys who've been there, done that, know how to get it done. If not, what would make you believe if we put a run of games together? Had we gone to Anfield and play football like I expected us to be, play like we actually wanted to win there, instead of setting up for a draw. If we had played against Man City and Eze wasn't on the bench, then I would have more belief. But when the manager is sending the message that he don't think we're good enough to beat these teams, then I have to really look at that and say, if he doesn't believe, why should I? And I see him getting a lot of credit for starting Eze away at Palace. And I'm like, why are we pretending that that's a difficult decision to make? Starting your best creative player in his position is not a hard decision to make. Actually, it's pretty fucking easy. And it was handed to him because the guy that he would have played there is injured. And the reason why I say that is because the predicted lineup for tomorrow doesn't even have Eze in it. Has Odegaard, Zimmerman, and Declan Rice. So I'm seeing the messaging from the coach makes me believe that he doesn't believe. And I hope that his cowardice has not rubbed off on the players, because we do still need to go to the Etihad. And if he didn't believe Eze can do a job against these men at home, when we go there, he might be coward again. And had we gone to the Etihad and won 2 years ago, we would have had a Premier League title. Had we won against Villa that year, we would have had a Premier League title. But he sets up the team in a way, that gives me pause. Speaking of pause Aguna Matata, pause. Our team looks sexy. Next 5 games, we have storylines. Watch out for the space media. Storylines, as long as the storyline comes with W. Not undefeated, not 4 wins, 1 draw, 3 wins, 2 draws. No, win them all. We're better than Burnley, better than West Ham, better than Fulham. Tricky game though. Better than Palace is in there as well. But we have to win them. We must. Our next 5 games have to be all wins. Facts. Can't be anything else. I can envision a draw against Spurs because Frank is simply competent. Calling a win there. That's at home, right? North London Derby at home. No, we have to win that. We've seen these men at Wolves, at home to Wolves, 60 seconds away from losing. So, yeah, win for me. Dio, of course not. Arteta not playing to Victor Gyökeres' strength, so what changed from last season? Yeah. Now, there's a lot of concern for Gyökeres not scoring or not doing this and that. I'm not worried yet. Said that yesterday. And I'm not worried because of this reason. If he was getting chances and missing them, I would be worried. Then I can blame the player. But he is not getting the chances. So I can't be worried yet. I'm just gonna calm it down and see what it is. We got Eze in the mix. Eze is immune to the Arteta attacks. He is that good, isn't he? He is that good. He will rise above any shackles. They could put shackles on him, put weights on his feet. He's still gonna go up there, and that boy's so saucy. Timber should have scored. I wish Timber had scored that goal, because that would have been a fantastic highlight reel and justification on why we were so mad that Eze didn't start and why he is who we think he is. That's why I think he starts for every Premier League team. That one play when he gets on the arch, when he gets on the half circle there, right outside the box, quick feet, passes it to Zubi. Zubi knocks it over the top. Timber heads it. Great save by Pope, by the way. But had that gone in, that would have been a goal of Eze's making. And then we would have said, hey, look, man, this is what you let Man City off the hook with last week. This is what you let Szoboszlai and Gravenberch off the hook at Anfield. You give them 90 minutes of that. They can't live with him. They can't live with him at all. We are losing to Crystal Palace. Nah, it's at home. Well, shit, damn. We drew at home to Palace last year, didn't it? Now I keep hearing that Palace away at Palace is a hard ground. For who? Can't be us. The last time we went to Palace, it was 5-1 blood. The year before that, it was 5-0. Like we win there. And we've been punching up Palace, with Eze, with Olise. But Glasner he's a tough nut. So, but I don't care, man. I don't care who it is. I'm expecting wins now. And Ketia can bang a goal also. Arsenal player of the week alongside. Big up to Danny. Big up to Danny for coming on. Danny has more goals than Sesko, Just another dig at our United folk. Big up to Ramba Kananda. The AJ. Relax, fam. Let it all work out. Yeah, man. It's cool. It's cool. Let it all work out. What's my lineup for tomorrow's? Wow. I'm same back four. Same Ryan goal. Same back four. I'm playing Eze. I'm playing my best player. We can't be toying with these Champions League games. We have to get the top 8. We get into the top 8, and then we can start fucking with the lineup. Get your 16 points. Stay out the playoff zone. All right. So I'm playing Zubimendi, Champions League games. He's good in these. It's not Premier League games with Woolly Boys. I'm resting Declan. I'd absolutely rest Deckers. I play Zubimendi, I play Odegaard, and I play Eze. Odegaard needs minutes on the pitch with Eze. And then I play Ethan, Gyökeres, and probably Trossard or Martinelli. Either Martin, yeah. I probably start Martinelli because he does well in the European games. There's usually lots of space for him to play in. Timber in the team of the month, of course. Timber is in the team of everything. My right back. Now I'm seeing. I even saw a reel this morning from She Knows Arsenal doing an entire reel now on Timber. He's the best right back. I said that last year when Trent was here. With Reece James fit, fat, and firing. I'm not taking any right back over Timber. None. Boy is a bulldog. He's fearless. He's the footballer's footballer. He's the best fullback we've had at the club since Ashley Cole. Remember when Ashley Cole was here, whether it was going forward or defending, had no fear. Good either way. A footballer. Just happens to line up at fullback. He's a beast. Not taking anyone over him. That guy is madness. Say, I can't. 21 wasted trophies in a row. We are starving. Big up to my bro, the Normski. Big up to you absolute legend. Make sure that you are subscribed to Normski, people. Normski. I think Normski is on tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. UK time. That is a must watch. A must watch. Make sure you get in and you subscribe, notification bells on, and all that stuff for our beloved Normski. You absolute legend. People don't hate me, or is it we just want to win? Yeah, winning cures all, isn't it? Big up to Mark. How Arsenal bet Saliba signed 5 more years. Is it just money? He's been given assurances, my bro. He's been given assurances that, hey, we don't win, we do X. We do win, we do X. If we don't win, you can do Y. So money plus Bertha saying if Arteta doesn't win, he is gone. And then, he can, when Bertha dials the phone and calls Zizou, I'm pretty sure Bertha speaks a little Spanish or whatever, but he can put Saliba on the phone to speak French. Tells Zidane to come coach this bunch. Question, do you believe the invincible season has a weight around the club's neck? I.e., how do you improve an unaffected season? It can if you have to have a certain type of player. Like I've heard TT speak about it, that after they won the league and they wanted to relax. But we've already won the league. What do you want us to go out and do? And Wenger had to motivate them in telling them this, just how they can immortalize this and that. But even though Wenger said that, the players have to have a certain mental makeup to receive that message and buy into it. This bunch, yeah, I don't think this bunch would. Say we hadn't lost the game and we won the league with 3 or 4 games left. I don't think this bunch would have the the mental makeup to go out and clash into tackles and play meaningless games, so to speak, and give it their all. They'll be in full-blown party mode, kind of like when Liverpool won it in 1920, and they were trying to get to 100 points, but they came to the Emirates and we beat them, and they ended up on 99 points. Isak or Gyökeres? Isak, easy for me. Easy. Normski in the Matrix. Our big bro, static in the building. Invincible team nowadays sounds wasted, but real one, no. Yes, sir. Max, 4 losses, 4 draws, and beating City, Liverpool. I will start to be more confident. Yeah. I don't even want to see us lose 4 games. 2 more games max. But yeah, those draws can't be above 5. Because I think this year you need to hit like between 85 to like 89 points, possibly even 90. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Waha said he hasn't just had enough time with Super Mick Arteta. His wings have melted. He can't fly away to Madrid. Our team is good. Can't be dropping these games. Facts. Have to win, man. Wins. Glasner is the best counter-attacking team in the league. 2-1 Palace incoming. Nah, we're beating Palace, man. Now, I'm not just going to be on the prediction shows or on my warm-up show with the Waffle Down just predicting wins. There will be a time where I'm looking at the dynamics of the team. We're up against schedule, this and that, and be like, I really don't think we're going to win this one. But it won't be this one. I don't think Eze will allow it. As long as Eze starts that game, he knows those players, right? He plays against them, man, in practice for how long? But then again, Glasner knows Eze's strengths. I think Glasner knows Eze's strengths and his weaknesses more than Arteta knows them. So that's something to watch out for. I won't just dismiss that. Big up to Normski, the legend. We have a protagonist managing this team. That's true. No pushback there, my bro. We have too many answers. And any questions could be asked in the squad. Palace should never be beating us this season. Palace are a good team, bro. It's not like they just shithoused the win against Liverpool. They bullied them, man. And this is the Liverpool team that everyone rates. Just because they beat Liverpool, let's not pretend like we didn't think Liverpool were them boys. 5 out of 5 or 6 out of 6, 7 out of 7. Really. They played the Champions League game, played the EFL Cup game. It's just that now Liverpool have broken so many hearts over the past 6 weeks. The script flips and they have their heart broken the same way they've been breaking hearts since August, and then it seems like they're imploding. But we just have a chance now to take a couple of shots at Liverpool. Be like, versus shit, you man got bullied. Could have been down 4 goals at the half. As great as Arsenal have not been, there is not a game where someone can say you should have been down 4-0 at the half. When it comes to Arsenal, no team has had us that wide open where they're peppering our goal like that, where Raya had to be man of the match. Yeah, I don't think Raya has had a man of the match performance this season in any of our games. Alisson, even though the Liverpool lost, Alisson was their man of the match because he saved their man from utter embarrassment. Because if Liverpool lose that 4-0, the narrative is different. It's completely different. And that's what we want, right? We want the narrative. We want some chaos around them, man. We want the media darling that everyone loves so much that is on slot to start facing some tough questions. Let's create some drama over there. Reality TV. Make it mad. Make it absolute mad. This guy, man. Dal gifted 10 BBK Sports membership. Dal, man, you didn't have to do that, man. You don't have to. You are a legend of this channel, my bro, but man, intense close. If you just received a membership, our beloved Dal, the Oregon Gooner, has gifted 10 memberships. Absolute legend of a man, Dal. Yes, you are. Love for that, my bro. We need to talk, Dal. We need to talk, my friend. Wahaha says Richarlison has more non-pen goals than Gyökeres. You really want to go tit for tat? You want to go tit for tat with Richarlison? No, you have to use a United player. I tell you what, Richarlison would be doing better than Sesko. So here's the thing, Waha. If he has more non-pen goals than Gyökeres, how many more non-pen goals he has than Sesko and Cunha? Is Cunha not 007 now? Is he not? What are we doing, Waha? We are the best team in the league now. Win and prove it. That's it. Now, I will say those words once we do it. As they and Saka are immune to Arteta, they can overcome but Arteta. Oh. 6, 8, 10. Boom, bang, bosh. Yeah, this team cooks, especially in the Champions League game. Yeah, I think we cooked them. He's a CM, 8 at best. Because this is the thing, right? When coaches usually say, I want my number 8, quote unquote, my number 8, to be able to receive the ball and sit like a 6 while attacking like a 10. I actually think Odegaard can receive the ball from the back four if he sits in that 6. I don't trust him to break up play and shit like that. But he can break the line from deep. And he can attack like a 10 when he needs to. He just can't be solely based on him for 90-minute period over a 38-game season. He's just not that guy. Like in the NFL, you have some guys who are not every down back. Some guys are just good for a first down. You got some guys who are third down runners. But every down back, you give him the ball every single down. First, second, third, even on fourth down, and he'll run it for you effectively. Trent and Reese can't wipe Timber's ass. I'm sticking to that. Chiesa in the team of the month. Is he? Now, I see a lot of Liverpool fans making the case, or the question is being asked, should Chiesa be starting games? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he is a Trossard. Maybe he is a super sub. Don't fall into the trap because he's coming on and having an impact. You start him and then he looks different. Because playing against tired legs is not the same as, man, kicking the shit out of you in the 23rd minute of a football match. I told man about Timber when we signed that boy. Yeah, after that ACL, the way he came back from that injury, it's a mad one. Big up to Aguna Matata, man. Renee struggles with Leah Williamson, got out injured as women miss her passing. Our attackers, Mia. Yeah. I think the ladies will be fine, though. I think they'll be just fine. Don Berta told Saliba that he's managing the kitchen now. Yeah. Better ingredients, better seasoning coming, yeah? Big up, man. Big up. Ronaldinho for me, Carla Quaja. The Gaucho. The Gaucho is that when they make, because Ronaldinho is a nickname, right? When they make a nickname for your nickname because you're so damn good, I think it's not even close for me, to be honest. I know Neymar was good and people love him, but Ronaldinho brought street ball to the Champions League, bruv. Like this guy, FIFA should give him like royalty checks, make him an ambassador of the sport, because when the sport was in a rut, yeah, when Cannavaro was winning Ballon d'Ors and shit, this guy saved football. You know what I'm saying? This guy is between him and Zidane, man. Them two guys, just different. Then talk about world class and generation. They're just different. Big up to my guy Gianni Calcio. What's up, man? Big up, man. It was a fantastic chat last night on Northside's channel. It was a 4-hour stream, people. I was there for the last 2 hours. Everybody was bang on. Everything but football. I don't think going invincible has any weight around the club's neck. We've just been mismanaged for years, and Wenger fell in love with the austerity model and caused his accounting background. Because of his accounting background. Yeah, Wenger has things to answer for. Big up Vigilante, man. Still got that gentleman's jack in the corner. But yeah, Wenger he has things that he has to answer for at this football club. He doesn't get away free and clear. Yeah, Dino, long clear. Yeah, man, Dino was just different, bro. All this talk has me scared. Arteta will sit Eze versus Palace. Nah. He can't do that. It's at home too, bro. It's at home. Come on. Liverpool have a hole in their defense. They are gettable. Teams are going to figure out that and get at them. Yeah. So, you know what annoys me, Boy 10? It annoys me that now you look at Liverpool's fixtures over the past 8 weeks. and only us and Burnley did not score on them. Only us. Burnley legitimately said, "We're not trying to score today. We're give you 80% possession of the ball, and we are going to defend two backs up." And it almost worked, right? Because it took a 93rd handball, hand up here for Liverpool to win. And Arsenal, who went to Anfield with Eze, that we just talked about, on the bench and decided not to attack him. The only teams that have not scored against Liverpool this season are the teams that did not attack him. So, there's a relationship there. Maybe because Arsenal got through the players communication, has the manager revealed a weakness in his makeup with his ref thing. He should have kept that quiet. Yeah, I don't even know how that got out. Did one of his cronies report that, or did he I don't know how that got out, but either way, yeah, it probably should have been kept. But it probably leaked it, just like he leaked the pickpocket thing, just in case that it works. He looks like a genius. Big up to Daza Smoke. Big up everyone in the chat. Smash that like. Big up to you, bro. Kwaja getting this dap from the Vigilante. Yeah, preseason starts today. Preseason starts tonight. NBA preseason starts tonight. So there'll be my Around the League show. My NBA Wednesday show will be loading as we go on into the season. Sports. It's BBK Sports with a heavy concentration in football and a heavier concentration in Arsenal Football Club. But it is a sports channel. Gary, if you tell me Renee attacking football won't be perfect for the men's job, and despite the draws, I still have the ladies winning the Women's Super League or the Champions League again. Yeah, facts. I think we're heavy favorites on that. Dal, the absolute legend, man. Big up to you, Dal. Yeah, I agree with that. No slander there. I think if someone tells me that Courtois is the best goalkeeper in the world, I won't push back. But for me, it's Alisson. I think he legitimately saved Liverpool from embarrassment. Let's see what happens with these games. Wins. Yeah, 10, bro. 10, man. Dallas just. I think everybody on the member is a damn member now. Set up a member stream. It'll be just like this. I might test it out just to see how it goes. Dubs. This is what I want to see for Dal. Just like I want to see this, I want to see that in the win column come November 15th or so. You rate R9, yeah, Richarlison. I think. Let's go. Oh man, Richarlison. Anfield the Red says, "I quit." Nah, man, stick to it, man. It's only match week 6, my bro. Only match week 6. Hang in there. Dino is secretly the best player football has ever seen. Dude wasn't even taking it seriously when he was doing it against Chelsea. Yeah. I mean, when have we ever seen the Bernabeu give anyone a standing ovation, bro? And they knew once he put a prime, not old age, a prime Sergio Ramos on his ass and slapped it in the top bins. That guy, man, he was different, bro. He is absolute different. Absolute different. No, not very much. Not very much. Back then, we only got like certain games on TV because I was living in Jamaica back then. We didn't get some of those games. I woke up at 4 a.m. to see Gianni on Northside's live. Big up Daza Smoke. Yeah, so it's early for me. I'm 8 hours behind the UK, so that was early for me. But Northside, man, putting in some serious hours, so I had to show him some love. Big up to that guy, man. He worked. The amount of slander that and abuse that guy gets, he's just one of them ones. Big up to Darren. Welcome back. Yeah, you missed talking about the lineup for tomorrow, and Eze might not start because FootMob doesn't have him in there. Jagan said, "Do you cover track and field under your sports portfolio?" Nah, fortunately not. There's not enough personality in the sport for me right now. Maybe I should, innit? Maybe I should, because track is on the. I think it's on the comeback still, but the sprint capital of the world still I take over the thing. Renee will be okay. Just can't help Mikhail right now. She's busy. She's busy winning. Arsenal assistants can speak up and play devil's advocate with Arteta's plan. Mind them doing girl talking. She was 8 o'clock here, my brother. She was 8. I was 8 p.m. over here for me. So I was calm, you know. But yeah, big up to Northside. I think he started the stream talking about I think that Rory talks Arsenal, full top Gooner, full Arteta lover, and it just spiraled into one of them ones. My FC 2016 season is a 3-2-4-1. Allison, Kanate, Kunde, Karasti, Cabra, Vitinha, Salah, Veres, Ekatike, Issa. Kanate? Kanate? Really? I don't know, man. I don't know about Kanate. What team would you say is the best team you've personally seen or televised? The 2002 team. If it's Arsenal, 2002. The Arsenal two. It's a controversial thing that I actually think the 2002 Arsenal team was better than the Invincible team. Because we were able to go to Old Trafford with TT on the bench and a bunch of injuries and still win the league at Old Trafford. I think that team was just well balanced. That's the Arsenal team. If it's just a team in general, I think the was it the 96, 95 or 96 Juventus team? Whenever Zidane was there, I think that team was different, bro. That team was just absolutely. Zidane was just my all-time favorite footballer, bro. I just because the way he plays the game, he wasn't the fastest, wasn't the strongest, but the way he would just glide past footballers with class and elegance. He would slow the game down at his pace. Just think he was the perfect footballer. His IQ is just, even the 2006 World Cup, bro, when he was supposedly old and couldn't do it. He did Brazil and did the Italians, and they know they couldn't live with him, so they he got himself sent off. I don't want to say they got him sent off because, at that age, at that that serious in the game, he should have kept his head, and he would have had 2 World Cups. And then, even though he is well respected now, you have 2 World Cups to your name instead of 1. I think he would be spoken of differently, even though people know that Zizou is that dude, But I just rate that guy, man, top notch. Prime Barca was a movie. Yeah, they were unfair, but they were fantastic too, man. That football. We'll never get that. We'll never get that again. We'll never get that type of football. Not in our lifetime, because things work in circles. Football probably used to be played like that before, and then it came back around centuries later, or decades later, and then maybe another couple of decades we'll go back, and we'll go back to that. But I don't think we'll ever see that in our lifetime. 09 Barca, yeah, they were different, absolute different. Yeah, 04, man. 04, the 05, yeah, that 04. I think that 05 AC Milan choke job was the biggest bottle job in football. And Carlo has to hold that no matter how much Carlo wins. You look at that team be 3-0 up at halftime against Liverpool and bottle that. You're like, brother, how? How? But that's what happens when you have a blunder like that. You have to go on and win craziness to best. That shit that made me sick now. Made me throw up in my mouth. That game still goes to pens if Zidane doesn't get sent off. I don't know, man. I think France was starting to cook. The way France was starting to cook, they knew they couldn't live with them. Listen, the 98 Brazil World Cup team was a beast. Yeah, and who did them? Right? That's a great point. But another reason why I hold Zidane, because Zidane outdid that 98 Brazil team. Was it? Let me see. Mario Zagallo managing the team. That team had who they had in there? Taffarel was the keeper, yeah? And they had Dunga in the midfield. And Romario, R9, fucking man, that team was stacked. They were stacked. I think even De Nielsen was in the squad for that team. Mr. Super step over. Yeah, but France did them. France did get to the final. France did them. But I think the fact that France beat them man in the final, they had such a vengeance in them going into the 2002 World Cup. Yeah, Rivaldo. I can't that guy. Rivaldo, man. Like left-footed footballers have always given me problems. And left-footed football has always been my favorite to watch, which is one of the reasons why Zidane and Ronaldinho, who are my two favorite players, have right foots. That's just how good I think that men are. You know what I'm saying? But let them left-footed ballers, man. Yeah, that Brazil team was different. I don't know how the hell Dunga made that squad. I think Dunga was the only player in that Brazil squad with no flair. My days. Man, them are gonna get at me, but I gotta say the United team with Rooney, Tevez, Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy that was a fantastic team. That's 3 world-class players, and a world-class manager found a way to fit them all in there. I don't think that's crazy. The Assemble says 74 Holland team was a hell of a team, 70 and 82 Brazil. We'll take your word for it, the Assemble, because I know you know your football. Definitely know you know your football. But Rivaldo, man. It was in the 110th minute. Well, the penalty. The penalty can't be. Yeah, Spain team. The 08, 10, and the 12 team. World Cup. Now it was Euro, World Cup, Euro. Or was it World Cup, Euro, World Cup? Either way, them fuckers won 3. 3 World Cup. Nah, the Zidane World Cup, the Zidane red card wasn't in the 110th minute, was it? It couldn't have been. Wahaha. What are we talking about? Nah. You make me want to go look that up now. Zidane red card. Oh wow! Why am I misremembering that? For some reason, I thought it was the earlier in the damn game. Yeah, Wahaha was right. I stand corrected, my brother. Romario wasn't at the '98 World Cup because he got into an argument with Zico. They said he was injured, but the '98 World Cup started the hat trick. And that's the thing, right? You remember? Yeah, I did. Wahaha. Yeah, big up, man. I just looked at it. For some reason, I thought it was earlier in the game that they get him out of the game because he was starting to cook. But the fact that his old ass played 110 minutes is extraordinary in and of itself. And the thing is, the 2006 World Cup, Dunga was managing the damn team. Was it the 2010 World Cup when Dunga was managing the damn team and left Ronaldinho out the squad for this same reason? Another reason why I hate that motherfucker, because he robbed football of taking Ronaldinho to the World Cup because of personal reasons. Because I don't care, those young guys, the Rubinos and shit, yeah, they're good players, but they weren't Ronaldinho. You know what I'm saying? We just seen Messi go to the World Cup at 30-something and win it. The fact that when he left Ronaldinho out that damn squad, I was praying Brazil didn't fucking win. That way he could get, get sacked. Yeah, that was criminal. That was absolute criminal. Yeah, man, big up, man. The assembled you didn't yourself. You've gone old school indeed. Those teams were good. Yeah, the teams were cooking, man. But yeah, the history is important. The history of the game is important because 20 years from now, people are gonna tell you that Mbappe is the GOAT and that he's better than Messi and he's better than Ronaldo and he's better than R9 and he's better than this guy. And truth be told, he wasn't even better than this guy. I think this guy's one of the most underrated Brazilians ever. You know what I mean? You go look at photos and video clips now of that front line of Ronaldinho, R9, and this guy as a defensive player. You're looking at that like, bro, it's a long day today. It's a long day today. I bet Dunga is a sad little man like Arteta who can't stand players who are on another level of it. Facts, man. He robbed football. He did that. He should know. He shouldn't be allowed. That's a crime. He shouldn't be allowed anywhere near coach. He should have his coaching badges taken, all that shit. That you're gonna go to a World Cup and leave this guy. You could be down to 9 men. this guy could be a difference maker. And that's not an exaggeration. Picture a game where Brazil are down to 9 men because they lose their head and do some fuckery. And the ball pings around in the midfield and lands at Ronaldinho's feet, and he looks up and he sees space. Look out. It was hard to take your eyes off the TV when that guy was playing. You know, Dino and R9 are so good, they steal the show. Kaka is just a system player around these men. Hey, big boy talk, boy 10. Them men were great among greats. They were just different. You think they had to pay Saliba extra to take those picks? Right. They might even the picks might have been even AI, bro. They just upload a pic. We'll just do this because it looks very deep. It's the same picture from the same. It might have not even been a real pic, but you know, either way, people, love for the absolute love. Yeah, big up to every single one of you. BX Gunner, Wahaha, Boy 10, the assembled. Every single one of you got to go do some more therapy now. Therapy is every day now. Trying to get back on the pitch as soon as possible. So big up to every single one of you, man. If I get Dino and R9, I'm pretty sure I can win this game starting with just 8 men. Facts, bro. Facts. Absolute facts. That was different, man. R9 before the injuries. Jesus Christ. And this is what I'm saying. Big up to the assembled for giving us that history lesson. Because they're in 20 years from now, people are going to forget this. Because that man don't have great stats and they're not GA. Because at the end of his career, Rashford will have had better GA than Dino. And then people, you cover up the names and put the stats and you be like, oh man, this player must have been great. This player must have been shit. But we know. We are honored and privileged to have seen those guys play. But big up to everyone. The assembled said it was a green screen. Big up to Hendan Guna, man. Big up to every single one of you people, man. Love, I'm so grateful. Forever grateful. Can't tell you enough how grateful I am that you tune into BBK Sports on a daily basis. Love, people. Like I always say, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.